Okay.
So yeah, Angela, you can put that just between
Oh, yeah. Like
you,
this? There?
yeah,
Oh,
you and
there.
Aqua,
Oh,
When the camera
and it
comes
should pick
on.
us all up.
y'all see me? I'm on.
When the camera comes
I'm
on.
on too. You know what I'm saying?
Move it down a little bit, just less in front of your face. Yeah,
Okay.
that should be good.
I think we're ready to start.
Okay. We're in.
So
So we were talking about the Future album.
cute, yeah. Not that I've
First
not
things
had time
first.
to listen to it.
Before we get into our Toxic King, let me put something toxic in me.
Okay. Salt. I mean, Salt and Lime. That's the name of our pod, so
It's only right.
it's only fair. Sorry. I have salt all over the gaff, but that's why we've got vacuum cleaners.
Just hit me. That's a lot though.
Be fine. Okay, guys. Sequence. Lick, shot, suck.
Okay.
Yeah?
Calm.
3, 2, 1.
Mmm.
Love that taste.
Ooh. Yeah, that
Alright.
that
wakes
hits
you
the
up.
spot.
Let's go.
That gets us going. Right. So, Future.
Future. What can I say? One of this, for me, was probably one of the best albums I've heard this year from the Toxic King himself.
It's May.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think already?
Huh?
I mean, so far you're saying.
Already, like, let's really, if we were to really like sit down and name albums that have hit as much as this album, what albums are we saying? Obviously, I don't know if you guys have really delved into it, but I've got my selection.
Future.
I'd have to think real hard to make a list of albums I've heard so far this year, but I already think that Pusha T's got one of the best.
Thank
because it's, for one, less tracks, and I'm not saying long albums are bad automatically, but I think it's hard to have like an exquisite album when you've got so many tracks because there's so many more chances to miss. I'm not saying Future don't necessarily put out many hits, but I think the way that Pusha's was more concise and the production was.
But do you know what I'll say?
That Pharrell and Kanye production.
I was doing something.
What I'll say about like Pusha T albums. Same way with like Kendrick Lamar's and stuff like that. Well, maybe not so much Kendrick Lamar, but albums that have a lot of lyrical content is that I put them down as like more slow burners. Like there'll come a point where like it clicks, like everything that they've said in the album just starts to click and you're like, damn. Whereas like Future's kind of makes digestible music for like right now. So I won't say like, oh my god, it's a smash album. But for like right now, whilst I'm vibing out in the car driving,
you don't think you can vibe to Pusha T?
I can vibe to Pusha T.
That's a Kanye and Pharrell production, you know.
I do know
you can vibe to that hard.
I do know this, but in terms of, okay, I'll put it like this: from Pusha T, we have things that we come to expect, such as lyrics about cocaine. Yep, anything about cocaine.
Pusha.
It's Pusha.
Cool.
Right?
Coke rap. Right.
With Future, I feel like in this album, he's almost delving into another side of his artistry, like almost more vulnerable than we've actually seen him before. You know,
more vulnerable than DS.
Huh?
DS3.
Vulnerable as in like talking about his feelings.
Okay, I'm here. I want you to land because I'm trying to understand. Future been vulnerable. We've known about Future's time on the roads. We've known about his relationships. We've known about his issues with, is it lean? Right? He's been vulnerable.
I don't know. Something about this one, you know.
Is he more vulnerable now?
something about. Maybe it's because I'm really delving into this album more so than any other Future album. Don't get me wrong, I love DS2. DS2 is probably his best album.
DS2.
DS2, yeah. It's probably his best released project till this day. But like for some reason in this particular album, I see like a different level of artistry.
It's the only one I like.
Pardon? DS2.
See, I struggle with Future. As an artist, I can't. So you asked me to listen to Future.
Yeah.
And
which
I did.
I never thought I'd ever tell anyone. Like, yo, this Future album, like, go
this
listen
man
to this.
hyped
You
up
thought
this.
you'd never have to.
He hyped up this album so much.
Like,
he was like, "No, you have to listen to it."
I don't know what it is, but like I felt it. Especially what's obviously the Drake song, Drake and Thames. That's a massive
That's what
collaboration.
sold it for me.
That's a cold song. Yeah,
the fact that he's got Thames on there, like,
but it was
really, you know.
I don't know. I think I'd need to actually like. Excuse me. I think I'd need to actually like read up on the song. But I don't know if she actually went into the studio and recorded that song, because from what it sounds like, it's one of her old songs, because I've heard most of her music, and that's one of her songs. So I don't know if he took a sample off Thames and then just had Drake, because Drake was doing something else with it as well. That sold me on it.
But I think regardless on if it's one of her old songs or one of that she was actually there or whatever, I think it is a pretty big look to be
for Thames.
Yeah.
For
Thames to be on a Future and Drake, Drake, like, to be on the Future and Drake song.
Honey, Thames has been on the up and up for the last
for real
year or so. I have seen her go from it was for your, what's the name of her first EP? Is it for, let me check it. For something ears. And that's where she had that Jesus Christ. You know when everything just escapes you? What's it called? For Broken Ears. And she had that Damages song.
Yeah, that was the first one I heard.
That was the first time. That was the first one I heard, and I remember it came out. Remember the time I went to see Denise when she came to the UK? Thames had just blown at that point, and so from then, I'm sure she's been an artist for way longer, but she's just been going up and up, and then she's worked with Brent Fayez, and then she's worked with Drake, and then working with Drake, let me not lie, Essence was what actually brought Thames. That's what blew her up.
Yeah.
Because she did Essence with Wizkid, and then it's just been hectic ever since. And then Brent Fayez, and then Drake. Future, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's an upgrade. I don't know.
I'm not necessarily convinced with Future either. Like, I will say that I'm more somebody who, like, I love lyrical rappers. For one, lyrics, bars, and flows, which Future has. Future has flows, and Future is very good at crafting a melody.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give him that.
But it's
that food.
Not to the degree that I love him any more than kind of some of the artists that I just come and go to. Like,
understand what I was saying is like, so far, like we just said, like we're still at the beginning of the year. I said so far.
So far.
Yeah, I take that.
I'm also a fan of lyrical, especially like flows.
Yeah.
Like, I'm crazy about flows.
I like a vibe though.
Yeah. But for pure vibe, like I think because I've listened to this album on my journeys up and down city to city, and it's just there, it's just playing, and you just drive into it. It hits different.
I like the vibe.
Yeah.
I think I get you. Yeah, it's like more music that you can almost sit in your thoughts while you're listening to it.
Yeah.
And like it's like he's narrating like what's going on in your head a little bit. Fair enough. Maybe I definitely need to get into his catalog a bit more, because I know like the March Madness features.
Oh yeah.
One of the coldest songs that I've heard from it.
Crazy.
But yeah, the more introspective stuff that you've talked about, not so much. But
like the song that literally follows up from the Thames song, what's it called? Love You Better.
You're gonna kill me.
Okay.
So I listened to the album.
Yeah.
And then we got to Wait For You with Drake and Thames. And then I went into Thames' discography. This is the problem. Right. This is the problem. Artists, it took me ages to get through Drake's album for this reason alone.
Yeah.
Because every time we get to the Thames feature, I'd be like, damn, Thames is so good. And then I'll go into Thames' music and then I just listen to Thames. Every time I hear one Thames song, I'm in it for ages. Yeah. So I listened to it, and do you know what? So far, what I liked because I like the vibe as well. Like do you know what I mean? If we need to get a twerk on, that's my shit. If we need to city girl it real quick, we're gonna put on some Future. But we got to Thames, and my soul could not.
My soul just said nah.
My soul said no. We need to listen to some Thames, and that's just how I am. Yeah. But I will give it a.
That's literally how I listen to albums. Like I can't listen to the album. I can't sit down and listen to the entire album, because once I get to the feature that I like, especially let's say if I get to like
it's a mistake.
Kanye West feature,
it's a mistake.
I'm like, I gotta go listen to College Dropout.
Right?
You know,
because you're reminded. You know, I think this is food.
Yeah.
Nanny? Sorry. Do you want to just open the door and just find out? Someone's calling. Yeah. I think it's food. You know, I struggle with Future. I had somebody really upset with me because I said...
Two-digit code?
81.
Since when they had that on delivery?
It's food, bro. I could be dying of hunger. I could be dying of hunger and you want a code.
It's been a long day.
What if I can't speak? Yeah. No, what if I can't speak?
What if you can't speak?
What if I can't speak?
You can use your hands to sign the code.
81?
It's literally...
We need to... Anywhere you want. On the floor, mostly. There's plates.
Are you going to be eating?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know if that's
probably not.
A good idea.
Chewing and the mic. I'm not sure.
Nah.
This went from a podcast to an ASMR. Get ready for it.
We're changing it up.
Hello, viewers.
Is this us? It's Hawaiian.
Oh,
you even got Hawaii.
Why are you going? Oh, wait. What's wrong?
We're gonna have to leave you behind on that one. We love you.
Oh, hold on. Why did you
guys
say
eat pineapple on pizza?
Yeah.
New topic. Pineapple on a pizza. Nah.
Yeah. Why don't you like
that
pineapple
opinion
on a
didn't
pizza?
exist before 2015. I won't believe it, bro. I only started seeing people pop up saying they don't like pineapple on pizza.
Zimbabwe, bro.
2015.
What did I say to you?
That's the first time I heard of it. I was like, what?
Do you remember?
I don't know. I just never heard it. But I was like,
in the
it's
UK,
like a new meme or something like that.
I can't rock with it.
It's mad.
I don't know why.
We've been we grew up on a lot of pizza. God, that sounds wrong. Mom and Dad, you did not raise us on pizza. I mean, Mom used to work for a bank. And she worked really like long days. This was when Zimbabwe was going through like a financial crisis. So she spent a lot of hours at the bank. She worked at the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. So I think part of her like feeling really guilty. We can't see it anyway. It's fine. Where's the food going? Girl. Okay. Yeah.
That's fine. We'll probably pop back in on.
Cool. But like, because of that, she would buy us pizza because pizza was a luxury.
Yeah.
Massive. You know this, like debonaires in Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe. Oh.
A triple decker. Oh. Don't get me started. Yeah. A triple decker. Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3.
Debonair's was the business.
Yeah. That was the joints right
I
there.
might need to take a trip out.
You need to go.
Oh.
It was amazing. I don't think South Africa has it though.
Yeah.
South Africa has it now. Okay. So if you're gonna go to South Africa. But we used to eat, and obviously Pizza Inn. That's that is such good pizza to this day. It's so tasty. So so mum would just buy us a lot. It put me off salsa for a while because we used to eat so much pizza, and then they'd dip it in salsa.
Yeah.
And it put me off it because I used to eat so much of it. Yeah, can't do it now.
Like the salsa that you dip your Doritos in.
Yeah, pizza and salsa, it was a thing.
Yo, the way people eat pizza in different countries is so mad.
Isn't that interesting?
I went to Sweden one time. They put banana and curry powder on top of the pizza. Sometimes with pineapple as well.
Oh, you listen to this.
Like it's a
banana
and
curry powder.
Why the curry powder?
I have no
clue.
clue.
Why the banana? Wait.
I have
there's a lot to unpack
no clue, but I have friends who can verify this. Siri trying to answer the question. Nah, but
banana.
I think who did I get it with? Yeah, one of my friends that I went to visit in Sweden one time when I was on year abroad. They introduced me to it, and I was like, this can't be a thing. Why are you putting like banana and curry powder? It just doesn't sound like a good combination. I tried it.
But what's the topping before you put the banana and curry powder?
You got your cheese, you got your tomato, cheese, your normal margarita base, and then you've got bananas and curry powder sprinkled on top of it. And I tried it.
That sounds like one of those, like, you know, them snack or yak, whatever, you know. I don't know if you've seen them guys on TikTok. The guys are always snack or yak. Is it a snack or what?
Right.
And they'll put like peanut butter on watermelon and it's supposed to slap or.
I've never seen any of
things
that.
Like Lizzo keeps coming out with these.
Oh, sweetie.
Oh, sweeties. Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't
She has the most disgusting combinations I've ever seen.
The worst meals I've seen are just meat meals. So far, anyway.
So
the chips at the pool.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Man.
And when he was eating the prison food, bro.
Man.
You crush up in the Doritos bag.
Yeah.
Crazy,
I keep seeing that everywhere. Apparently, it slaps.
But it ain't good for you.
Oh,
not good at all, bro.
It can't be good for you.
Like it's prison food for a reason. Like they're using
supposed to
the
make you
ingredients
feel
they
bad.
can acquire, innit?
Yeah.
But it's supposed to make you repent for all your sins, clearly.
But yeah, if you're eating banana on a pizza, it makes sense why you're eating pineapple on a pizza.
I mean, I couldn't be mad at it.
You're really... Do you know how tasty it is?
And you're outnumbered here,
This man
bro.
said no.
Listen, I would die on my sword.
No,
outnumbered, I would die on my
If
sword.
this was Big Brother, we could vote you out here, bro.
But honestly,
Do the voting. I'm waiting.
We're not doing it. We're actually... You can't stay on the island. That's so bad.
Hey, I can swim for a reason.
We've got... So, wait. So, is the Domino's here?
I'm not sure.
When I came out, the night was coming from upstairs.
Okay, so highly unlikely then.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Cool. All right then. So, yeah, we were talking about Future, and I'm going to have to give him a listen. I'll give him a second listen. I'm going to have to skip the Thames song.
Yeah.
It's the only way. I'll get past it.
But that's the thing. The transition from the Thames song to Love You Better.
I know.
You can't skip songs when listening to an album.
That's how I feel, though.
It's a cardinal sin of music.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I can't. I struggle. But...
Do you know what I'll say this year? Because maybe it's just because it just came out like not that long ago and I've just like resonated with it. You know, it's just resonated with me. Mm-hmm. Maybe in a couple weeks I'll turn around and be like, man, maybe the album wasn't all that. You know. But then something like a Pusha T, because of those crack cocaine lyrics and stuff like that, it doesn't resonate with me because, you know what I'm saying?
Wait. You don't have to. Like, I don't have to deal coke.
No, you don't have to.
You
don't have to. But there's certain aspects of.
I mean, it doesn't resonate.
That do like resonate with you. So like, let's say like Kendrick, right? Kendrick can have bars like that, but he's talking to you on the side of the good kid in a mad city. So he's the good kid that sees this happening around him, you know?
Okay.
I'm not saying like I was a good kid, but
Oh,
I was never.
I was actually about to say, I was like, sir.
Pull out receipts.
I was like, I have known you for 10 years.
but
I've known you a long time, okay?
yeah.
No, I think you're right, but also, I can't resonate with Pusha T's album, but I can appreciate the artistry behind it. Do you see what I mean? That album, it makes coke rap sound so opulent. Do you know what I mean? It's just flex on flex on flex.
Yeah,
That's all I hear. All I hear is, I'm better than you, I'm richer than you. And I'm just,
I sell more coke than you.
I sell more coke than you. I am coke. What did you say? Cocaine's Dr. Seuss.
Cocaine's Dr. Seuss.
What?
Yeah. That's the perfect way to describe it. That's the perfect way to
describe it.
Right, it's accurate. I don't know. Also, it's it has nothing to do with just Push's album. Everything to do with music generally. I mean, drill music. I ain't never held a gun in my life. But am I not here doing Digga D and nines and do you know what I mean? Like really listening to it and appreciating the artistry. I don't have to be a part of that life to understand. But I do understand what you mean, that like some of the music, you can understand it from a personal point of view.
Yeah.
And then you can rock with it from there. I think for me, it has everything to do with where I'm at in my life.
Yeah. I think maybe that's what it is for me, is that I listen to it to find where I am in it.
Where you fit.
Where I fit in, where like, okay, I get where you're coming from. Like,
right.
You know, I've been in this situation, you know.
And you find yourself in your most toxic place.
R.I.P. Kevin Samuels.
Oh, man.
I had to say it.
Right.
Ooh. Moment of silence.
No. I will not honor that. I'm sorry. You clearly have something to say.
No comment.
Okay.
Andale, take it away.
Aren has decided not to.
I'm not that big a Kevin Samuels fan. I know about his stuff, but
I'm not the biggest Kevin Samuels fan, but
didn't
He might be the second.
Didn't you say he was your hero earlier? I thought you put that in the group chat.
This man did you see the vid you hit me up with this morning?
Aqua. I've only just heard.
Yo.
Do you know what? This is where I hope this podcast doesn't blow up, because I know people are gonna kill me. But
what?
Hey, honesty
no.
and candidness.
Do you know what I can say that I respect about Kevin Samuels is that everything he says is with a backbone. He doesn't backtrack. He doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He means the things that he's saying. And not only that. Hold on. I'm not saying that what he's saying is correct. Okay. Right.
Let's
I'm not
clarify
saying
that real quick.
I'm not saying what he's saying is correct. Everything he's saying is from his point of view.
Right.
And he lets you know that it is from his point of view. And it's the way that he delivers it. If you really listen, take any feminist views, take any masculine views, take whatever views you have on anything out of the equation, and just listen to the raw part of the things that he's saying.
And what's that? You're gonna have to enlighten me, because I've tried.
I'm not gonna get into that.
I mean, one of the core messages I got from him, that I seem to get, was that he seems to frequently come back to a point of being what you want to attract, because he speaks about dating a lot.
Yeah.
And to some degree, I get that, because, I think we talked about it earlier, and I was saying, statistically, not even statistically, scientifically, it's been proven that people tend to go to people that are a similar kind of level in terms of the place in their life where they are, level of attractiveness and stuff. And so a lot of people strive to get something that somebody who's doing really well. But I think a lot of people miss that they're not necessarily at that place.
Yeah,
whether it be emotionally,
almost skipping steps.
financially. Like, if you want to have a kid, like, personally, I'd want to be set up and be comfortable in terms of financially before I have a kid. So I can't, like, realistically be looking for somebody who wants to have a kid as well, because that's just, it's not going to work. It's going to end up in some wires are going to get crossed somewhere. And so that's where that's something I saw in like the videos that I saw from Kevin Samuels, and I was like, fair enough. And I mean, I would say, yeah, he's not right a lot of the time, but a clock is right twice a day, and he at least
explain that. Hold on, explain that saying.
A clock is right twice a day. I mean, when you see a clock, it hits 12 p.m. twice a day, innit? Like,
okay, I understand. Okay,
it's just an expression, meaning like everybody, like anybody can be right a couple times. Like if you say enough stuff.
I can't. I'm sorry. No.
Do you know that statement that you're talking about? Like, you know, you go with people that you know you're similar, like status to, you're similar levels, even in attractiveness and stuff like that. That I get that, you know, because you know,
guys, I'm sorry. He talks about, what does high level mean? Help me out. Because that's the sort of language that he used.
When he says like a high level man,
a high level man, a high level woman. What in the hell? What the fuck is that?
That's what he's talking about in terms of the status of like the person.
Okay.
In terms of their, like, let's be real, a lot of people do go for people's earning potential or what they are currently earning, or they go for looks. Yes, there are. Don't get it twisted. There are people who do go for love and, you know, feelings,
I wasn't gonna say that,
etc. But for him, he's saying that for a lot of relationships that work, you've got to be equally yoked.
Look, high level. That's what I want to come back to, because when he talks about high level, he's talking about women over 35 being leftovers. Now that's some bullshit. Right? Whoa! What is this?
Why are you coming at me?
No, because I saw.
I've already said I'm not that big a fan of Kevin Samuels. I don't necessarily watch a ton of his videos.
I did say I was a big fan.
I've seen his videos in passing, right?
Andale is a massive fan.
But I think Andale, you'd probably be the most familiar.
He said
his stuff.
He said women over 35.
I've heard echoes of that, right? And obviously that's
not
problematic.
Not echoes.
No, I've heard echoes of this because I'm clearly not as familiar with his content as you are. Because
women
I don't consume it as much.
Women with children? That's some bullshit. I ain't got no kids. But that's not a reason for somebody, a woman who has kids, not to find love again. And not to find love with somebody who's single. If that is what they choose to do. Do you understand what I mean? I think everybody's got certain standards. I've spoken to certain people who came from single household families, so they're probably more understanding of a woman who has a child. I just feel like he was. I'm not even going to sugarcoat this one. He was on some crack. I don't know what sort of drug he was on when he was saying any of the things that he was saying, and he promoted a lot of hate towards black women. In particular, black women. Because there's a clip. I'm going to find it. There's a clip where he says, he used, I think something along the lines of he said beauty is objective. And he said black women do not reach that standard in any capacity.
Oh, yeah. I don't agree with that.
No,
something to that effect. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sorry, but if somebody like that was allowed to have such a platform, because his platform was huge, and besides the men that were endorsing this, it was also the women, other women. Not every woman, because I've seen more women who are against him, but I've seen the other women who've endorsed it. I don't know if it's out of desperation for a partner, or if it's, I don't know. But Kevin Samuels, I have nothing to say.
But you see, with these people, you can't use their words as law or whatever as a guidance to your life. No, that is.
So what is it? Because
that's someone that's giving their opinion on something.
A lot of these people.
I said the fact that he doesn't backtrack on the things he says, and that he has a backbone to what he says. No matter how much someone tells you no, you're wrong. You know, yes, it comes to a fault sometimes, but he still stands on what he's saying.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Like he was Kevin Samuels until he died, and problematic as he was, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying like I applaud him or anything like that, but like that's one characteristic that.
So which characteristic is that?
I gotta restart the recording.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Because it stops automatically.
Oh, does it? Has it been half an hour already? Oh, mad. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's the sort of authenticity that we're after. Let me just clarify that there's nothing wrong with being yourself and being authentic. I just don't know if people like that should be given a platform. The same way, I don't think people like Nigel Farage should be given a platform. That's why he's not at LBC anymore. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like as much as they represent a certain demographic, I think that demographic promotes hate. Jesus Christ, let me get my words out. There's a lot of hate that comes from that. And there's a lot of discrimination that's coming from the words that he was posting videos of supercars and saying Big Shirley wouldn't fit in this. Was that necessary? Do you see what I'm saying?
I didn't see that post.
Not once, not twice. Oh, this is all over his Insta.
I've not seen it.
I don't follow Kevin Samuels
well,
on Instagram.
I don't follow him either.
I don't follow. Don't do that.
Wait,
no, I don't.
Hold on. What's going on here?
Don't do that. Don't do that. I did
Ladies and
have
gentlemen,
to go.
we got it.
A secret Kevin's. No, I'm not. I really am not. No. But I had to. See, I don't even follow him. This man said Big Shirley wouldn't do that. I said, sir. I don't follow him.
I'm not even gonna grab my phone.
Not once though, guys.
Can't fit in that. But she can.
And then he posts.
Bye, Shirley.
Okay, not once.
Big Shirley.
Another one. Different video.
Big Shirley can't fit in that.
Guys. There's another.
Nah, that's
another one. Here we go.
Let's make some reels. Oh my God. Not the Ferrari.
Listen.
Big Shirley can't fit in that.
Stop it.
Big Shirley could not fit in this.
This is your king.
Yo, I'm speechless. I'm trying. I feel like laughing would be inappropriate right now.
This is your king.
Yo.
I'm not laughing at him.
I never said he was my king.
Not your king.
Yeah, thank you.
Your hero?
I never said he was my king.
Oh, do you want to show in the group chat?
Nah, we won't expose him. It's fine. We'll expose him.
It's calm.
Everything they're saying is a lie. I want my lawyer.
Anyway, he died. That's all I could say.
I mean, I did see somebody make a tweet, and it was a good point. It was generally about accountability. Like, you should always live knowing that the actions you took are gonna be reflected even when you're
in death.
Even in death. And so if you've done something to piss off a lot of people, then your family shouldn't necessarily be mad when people start talking a lot of shit, because
this man
there's a lot of people who've been hurt by Kevin Samuels 100%. Emotionally, feelings and all of that, and have been discriminated against, as you said. So, I mean,
I think, do you know what? Some of the things that I saw with regards to him was on more of a this I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
Say it. Just say it.
There were some things that he said that were harsh truths, right?
Okay.
In terms of,
give me an example.
Like you're saying that high value, right?
I still need you to explain what that is.
The high value in terms of like society as a whole, right?
Right.
There's certain there's different statuses in society, right? In terms of how much you make, in terms of how you look, in terms of weight, whatever you name it. There's different things that play into your quote unquote high value, right? What makes you like a high value.
Who came up with the system? That's ridiculous.
That's society as a whole.
Who?
Are we gonna act like we're we're not.
I think high value refers to certain qualities.
Yeah, certain qualities
that get you further in life naturally.
Yeah.
So attractiveness,
Okay.
money. There can be things like confidence. Can be one of them.
Intellect.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily concrete aspects. I don't think.
Yeah.
But I think when he's referring to a high value man or woman, it's somebody who possesses those aspects or a few of those aspects in abundance.
Listen.
And so
yeah, but if you're talking, no, hold
Mm-hmm.
on. But that there's already a hole in this theory because what happens then because what Kevin Samuels was talking about was a woman over 30. So age, we cannot stop age, right? So if I get to 35 and I happen to be single, my value has declined. If I was in a relationship, somebody cheated on me and I decide to leave my relationship and I'm now single at 35, my value has declined? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, are you going to be able to... Do you think you're going to be able to date the same people that you were dating before that? Because...
But irrelevant.
Not necessarily.
No,
because...
irrelevant. Because even if I'm a bit older, that's not to say that my value has declined.
No,
not necessarily. But
when we're saying value, right? It's not like your literal worth as a person in this world, right? It's a perceived value in terms of like certain.
Since when has age ever been an issue?
In terms of societal constructs, age is one thing that, like, obviously there's the kind of stereotypical or the thought that like kind of women decline after a certain age.
In 2022, we're still looking at 35-year-olds.
I'm not saying that's a factual thing, but there's a perception, right, within society.
Even like
right?
how
and I'm not saying
women
that
always go for older men and men go for younger women. That also.
But
plays
it's a term. It's a term. It's not a theory. It's not something that somebody's posed academically or anything. Yeah. It's a term, and terms become antiquated. That took me a couple tries. I should have just said outdated. You know? But yeah, terms get outdated basically, and so like I think there's space to discuss that the term high value might be an outdated term because it kind of refers to certain societal kind of expectations.
The subject itself, being 35 and being single does not mean in any capacity I'm not going to find an adequate partner. More than adequate.
That's Kevin Samuels' opinion though.
Yeah.
No. When I said this, you guys were like, yeah, but do you think you're gonna you're gonna be dating the same kind of people?
Yeah, but that's how he's putting it.
Are you
in one of it?
Are you saying then you're playing devil's advocate? Is that what you're saying to me?
No.
Right. So
I didn't.
Let's
say
try
that.
again.
What I'm saying is, right, if I get out of a relationship at 35, I'm not gonna expect that I can date the same way as I used to because I'm now 35.
No one
I'm
can
a lot
date
older
the same,
than I used to be.
But
right?
hold on. No, what
that's the exact point that I'm making. Nobody's immune to that. Like age is one thing that it's a great equalizer, right? Because as people get older, naturally like things sag. People like lose all the tautness in their skin and that they lose the luster, all of that. And so naturally, like your looks decline over the years.
Right.
And so in Kevin Samuels, in the way he uses high value, the high value people will maintain characteristics like good character and intelligence and other things like that.
What does age have to do with that? Help
Nothing.
Me out. Right.
But in terms of looks, which is another measure by which people are valued in society. Okay. Right? That declines with age.
Right. I understand what you're saying. My question though is who you can still be 35 and still be attractive.
No one is arguing that fact. Right. No one is arguing that fact.
Right.
But let's take a Michael B. Jordan, for example.
How old is Michael B. Jordan?
He's
How old is he?
Michael B. Jordan is 33, something like that.
Fine as hell.
He is.
Okay.
Would you say that's a high value man?
I don't know what that means. This is why I'm saying to you, you need to tell me.
He's just sat here this whole time explaining.
No. But look, to me, I don't even think that should be something that we even. Do you know what I mean? I don't even think that's something that we should even use. Michael. Michael B. Jordan's fine as hell. But Michael B. Jordan's possible high valueness, to me, that's just crazy. High value, that should not even exist. But what does that...
But is Michael B. Jordan like any regular Joe Blow that's on the street?
He's an actor. There are many actors out
Yeah,
in
there
these
are,
streets.
but there's something
Is
about
that what we're talking about? Are we talking about his occupation?
No, not even his occupation.
So what else do we know about Michael B. Jordan besides his occupation?
No, I'm just saying in general as like just someone that you see regularly on the street.
Right.
You don't see many Michael B. Jordans just walking down the road.
He's 35 actually.
You know, I'm not gonna see like 100 Rihannas walking down the street.
Okay.
We won't see them.
Right, but okay. So would you say Rihanna's a high value person?
Don't say person.
High value woman.
I wouldn't say woman, but in society standards, right? She has been placed here.
In what? I love this. Well, I'm very glad we're here. What makes her a high value woman?
What makes her could be occupation.
Okay. So she's got money.
It could be her status in society.
She's got money.
No, not that she's got money. It's
take away the money. As well.
She's an entertainer. She's a businesswoman.
She's loved by people all over the world.
Okay.
You know?
And now her personality as well, like she shows that a lot through her Instagram and and
what personality says Rihanna feisty as hell. Kevin Samuels.
That's it. That's what some people like about Rihanna. They like the way that she is. That she's unapologetically that Barbadian princess.
Bayesian.
You know what I'm saying? Bayesian. You know what I mean?
Listen, Kevin Samuels made that part clear. Men are not looking for women like that. That is, you can go back and watch his videos. Unfortunately, I had to consume a lot. My IQ has dropped because I had to know what I was talking about where that man was concerned. He's making it clear. And he has said this. Women who are feisty, y'all are dying alone. Women who, he has even said it, he said women who are running things, dying alone. So that's why I was asking, what makes Rihanna a high value woman? Because if she says exactly what she wants, when she wants, how she wants it, how she wants to, then by Kevin Samuel's standards, and let's not act like Rihanna has not allegedly had her fair share of lovers. So, right. So, again, I need somebody to clarify what exactly is a high...
You're asking us an impossible question because this is Kevin Samuels. Like, this is a term that Kevin Samuels uses or used.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, a lot of the time.
Right.
This is not something we go around throwing around like, hey, bro, that looks like a
high value woman.
Like, this is not a term that, like,
no, you're not wrong.
I feel like
man
them are throwing around, right? This is something Kevin Samuels is using to kind of point out to his followers what he feels like is something they should be aiming for. And in end of the day, he was probably making whatever money off of it. It's a business. He's got to bring in the views somehow, right? And so, whatever. I'm not Kevin Samuels. I'm not running his thing. I'm not in his pocket. Nothing like that, right?
These are all the disclaimers, guys. Yeah. Y'all's disclaimers. Yeah. He's like, yep, I'm not Kevin Samuels. I don't know what the hell, but okay.
I mean, that's not my king.
I never co-signed the guy in the first place.
I never co-signed him.
I know. It's this one I was.
Oh my god! I never co-signed him.
Toxic King.
I just said.
I remember you saying
there are some things that he says that are like harsh truth. You know.
No, look. I mean, the man's dead, so that's all I can say. I told you.
Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
That's all I have to say.
You didn't say rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
The man's dead. That's all I have to say. Has anyone else been listening to the new Digger D album?
Well, that answer that question is no on this side.
Right.
I need to get to it.
What, the Digger D album?
Yeah, Pusha T's had me in a chokehold for the last 2 weeks. But...
Me too.
I've heard a few tracks. You know, mainly the what you call it, the ones with the 50 Cent samples.
Influence, yeah.
Yeah, the influence, and I like them. You know,
it's really well done.
You know, like before we were talking about the crazy first one-liners, like the first lines of songs that are just like infamous.
We're about to get into that, actually.
You know,
yeah.
I think at some point we've got to talk about him coming out and saying "fuck my career" for a second.
Hard.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's a really good point. Yeah,
that's actually like a really like okay.
Yeah,
fuck your career for a second then.
Well, to be honest, the album's called Naughty by Nature. And I listened to the original one. It's about 40 minutes. And I listened to the extended version, and I stuck to the extended version. I really like it. I like his features. He's got Moneybagg Yo. He's got Lil Uzi, I think.
How do you guys feel about UK artists on like American songs or like with American artists? Because sometimes to me, like sonically, it doesn't sound all the way correct. But then, you know,
I feel like some of the time, right?
Yeah.
The UK artist kind of like outdoes the American one, and this is not all of the time.
Lyrically,
right? Yeah, lyrically, right? Or just technically, to be fair. But this is not all of the time. But often I see like Millions has had a couple link ups with like American men. I can't name them off the top of my head, but like technically, Millions has been the better rapper on those, and so it kind of leads to something that's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Because you want like a cold American link up, like Millions, to get like a nod from somebody like higher up on the food chain kind of thing, right? But some of them don't really get that. You get like gigs on Drake's thing and Dave on Drake's thing, like a couple of those like that, and those are cold. But I definitely feel
I think there's not many US artists that can keep up with UK artists when on a song together. I would say Drake is one that, obviously, because he culture blends very well. I think he's one that I can say, okay, you know, you held your own with a UK artist. And
you think
he's
so?
Done it. Huh?
You think so?
I think he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done that with Heady One.
Heady One, he held his
that's
own
fair
with
enough.
Song, yeah.
I think exactly what you're saying. I just find that the UK artists just always outdo the American artists. I don't think it's a.
But that's also to do with like how they are partnered up.
Yeah, it depends on like the parents and stuff like that.
Who it is.
Like I will say, like that Bia and J. Cole track.
I was just about to get into that.
Bia was sliding on that, like her flow. I loved her flow, but
J. Cole,
that verse from J. Cole,
the
way man was using the British accent and British slang.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Blew my mind, bro. Yeah. Man. Yeah.
He's got unknown T in the background as well.
Like T bopping in the place.
Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. I loved every second of it. Yeah, but I also think that has a lot to do with the fact that UK rap is so not up and coming in that sense, but there's something fresh about it. Do you know what I mean? And maybe our American counterparts actually beg to differ.
You know what? I wanna take back that statement I said about B and J. Cole, because B is not even British, bro.
Is she not?
I don't know.
Is she American?
Yeah.
I was about to say,
she says she likes to go to the mall.
Yeah, no, it's because they filmed it in London. I got confused, but she's apparently from Boston. I've actually listened to some of her old stuff, and she didn't no British accent, no nothing, like American accent for sure. But
does she have a British accent in that one?
Nah, I don't know what accent. Like, I don't know if that's what people from Boston sound like. If anybody knows, comment. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, that would be great.
It was different, and but yeah, so I guess we can't use that as an example.
No, maybe not be a J. Cole, but I can definitely say though I think it's definitely the Moneybagg Yo, Digga D. Yeah, I just find that our American counterparts, they might disagree. They might feel like their American artists are much better, and they come in and they do a madness, and then
funny enough. That's the actual song that made me like really start thinking like something about this doesn't mesh well
with the
Moneybagg
Yo one.
It just doesn't. Like, you've got Digga D really like snapping, and you've got Moneybagg Yo.
But Digga gives it his all. He's always been like that though. Like I was watching a bunch of his ciphers and his freestyles. I mean, I always have, but like watching them.
Digger carried that song.
Oh, you are so invested in everything he does. He gives it. He reminds me of like when I first heard Stormzy. I remember listening to Stormzy for the first time, and just being so mesmerized by how much energy he was giving it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Stormzy is like, I'm here, and we're gonna do it. So I think Digger has the same sort of energy. He gives it his all. Even sometimes when he's flowing really calmly and he's just sort of doing his, I think it's called Attention. I think that might be my favorite track on there. And I think he bodied the fuck out of that song so much, yeah. I've had to listen to it like a few times. Attention. Yeah, Attention. That's hard. I really, really like it. And yeah, he just sort of gives it that, just smooth. Bro, I thought you were my nigga, but clearly you're just doing this for attention. And it's just, that whole album, Digger's a star, man. I'm a fan.
Do you know what? One collab that I would, if I die and I've seen this collab,
This man said if he dies.
I'd be a happy man. Dave and Kendrick, because let me lie.
It wouldn't. Yeah.
The reason why is because you've got that both of them like almost like on a good kid in a mad city sort of situation, whereby Dave is not really. You don't really think of Dave as as out on roads and doing a madness. Do you think of Dave like that?
No comment.
No. I wouldn't say so. Not really.
I don't think of Dave like that.
He doesn't necessarily have so many reference points in his music that relate to roads as other rappers.
Yeah.
Like other like road rappers in the UK and that.
Yeah, I think it's more of a
You don't think
taking himself out, and it's a perspective of someone who's just seeing what's going on. This is what's happening. You know what I'm saying? This is what's happening with my people. This is not right. This is the injustice. You know what I'm saying? I got my guys that are out there doing this. Not necessarily me, but they're out doing this.
You don't think so? You don't think Dave had a minute out there in those streets?
I mean, I think he might have been in the streets like for
doubled, but that's
a hot sec. But
that's
that's the same thing with Kendrick. I see why he's making the comparison because
No, I understand.
they had their
what you mean.
moments and then
and they're also very
The
much
high horse moments.
Yeah.
I'm joking. There is no high horse.
I'm
sorry. If that's what you want to call it.
I'm sorry.
Disclaimer.
It's not necessarily high horse moments.
I love you guys so much, Dave and Kendrick. It's a joke.
Yo, if this ever gets out, there's no hard feelings.
No.
You can still come on the podcast.
Dave, if you're really on roads and I didn't know you were on roads, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know your track record.
I don't know. I don't know if Dave was on road or not. Let me not speculate because that's not right. Let me not. I don't think that's right. I'm gonna look into it. But I think
deep dive into the lyrics and really see.
I got the impression that he probably was on road until the rap thing started paying off. That was my impression.
I don't get that vibe from him.
I swear he
of
was
course, still a good kid.
Yeah.
And still quite academic. But that was the impression I got. And also not in the streets like maybe
Street
Meeks.
adjacent.
No, but maybe Meeks. You know what I mean? Like if we're drawing comparisons, maybe not the way Meeks Manny was. I don't know if Meeks was on the street.
Meeks definitely sounds like, based off his lyrics, like he was on some crack.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can also make that same comparison with Kendrick. It's like you don't necessarily know like if he was really on streets. You knew he was like, you know what I'm saying, like trying not to be in that life. Maybe he might have leaned into it a little bit.
I think there's a lot of speculation. I think we can talk about a lot of artists like that. Nas, do we know if Nas was on the streets?
No, we know.
Was he?
Yeah, a lot of those are corroborated stories and that.
Yeah.
Like with Kendrick, I'll say
Jay-Z, all of them, they were on streets.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jay-Z we know.
Yeah.
Nas as well, same time.
Unless your face on love, then you.
Unless your face on love.
Innit? But with Kendrick, like you can hear in a lot of his lyrics. If you go through them, like he has a lot of references to like, oh yeah, the homies was doing this.
Right, 100%.
City,
Me and the homies, right.
Like Good Kid, Mad City is like
great album for that actually.
Like obviously Kendrick doesn't give all the details of his life, but if you're talking about because he's very open in his music and that's the deepest like that character of Kendrick within his music ever went in the road thing. So you can tell like he kind of dipped his feet in the water kind of thing. And then he got into a couple madnesses. I think on Mad City, on the second part of the song in it, he's talking about smoking like a lace spliff in it. And he's saying like that's the last time I kind of did it, like I never did it again. And so you can like he just often refers to like being with affiliated but not necessarily in the
spliff, we're not really saying that's roads or
I mean
you know what I'm saying, like
but like
smoked a little weed, you know what I'm saying,
but like he's in them neighborhoods, isn't it? Like it's
he ain't
Good
far.
Kid, Mad City.
That's the same
round the corner, innit?
That's the same with Kendrick.
Same with Dave, innit? Yeah.
With Dave.
Like you're in them neighborhoods where you're gonna run into something, innit? Yeah.
So you think that common ground is what makes their collaboration a good one?
Yes.
And the production would be mad.
And what?
Mad. Yo, and Kendrick direction
what?
with Dave production. Yeah. Mad.
And the way Dave comes across as a really thorough artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fine tooth combs everything. Yeah. And if he can, he learns every little bit. So everything is authentic. He gives me Prince vibes. You know how Prince used to play all the instruments?
Okay, yeah.
And do you know what I mean? So he could do his thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the writing, of course, but Prince used to write his own music. But like, that's just... Right. Well, I'm sure I know he does, but I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean, though?
I don't think this is debated.
No. Never.
But
we are not saying that Dave doesn't write his own music.
Disclaimers in this
disclaimer.
Jesus Christ.
But I will
we
say...
need a disclaimer jar, for fuck's sake.
I like that idea of a Dave Kendrick collab. But what I'd really love to see, and I think we might have talked about this before, Gets and Kendrick.
What?
On a tape together.
What?
Because...
Justin and Kenny?
Gets has got the experience, whereas Dave, like, he's good, he's really talented. Like, insanely talented. But he's still young. Gets... He's been tried and tested in the rap game.
Ooh.
He's had his little like kind of, you call it a down period, come back, won an award for his thing, like best album, best male act, and right now it's just he's at a place where, like, if him and Kendrick got together and did an album, I think we'd see beautiful things come out of that. It'd be one of like, almost like What a Time to Be Alive, but for conscious rap and. Kind of like
Jesus Christ.
Hot take. No,
clearly.
That's an off the cuff one. But no, it'd be a great album, I'm saying.
It would, undoubtedly. I'll say it would be a great album. But in terms of, we're talking about conscious rap and stuff like that. And also like cultural impact as well. I still think if Dave and Kendrick did something, it would be culturally maybe more impactful in a sense.
Okay.
I think that's where we disagree. Because I think...
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I think I think more the UK scene would be invested if it was Gets. And I know there's like younger people who don't necessarily resonate with Gets so much. But if you're talking about like the old like... people really into the grime scene and that, right? Because Gets has been around, so there's a lot of people who have like...
Oh, is it coming off?
Yeah, it was just falling off. I don't know. Yeah. You can fix it and talk as well.
Yeah, but like I think Gets is an OG in it.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Well, it's not the same with Kendrick. Like Kendrick's like, he's getting to OG status, right? He's in the late stages of his career.
Child,
yeah, definitely. But I feel like that experience would match well because I feel like they'd play off each other really well.
But
stylistically.
I feel like in terms of Kendrick is getting to more OG
it's not
stage.
this
wrong one. It's the one below, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold my comments for a little bit.
Carry on. I'm
Technical
listening to you.
difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Chipping my table.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was saying I keep leaning forward. I'm trying to find the right place
This
to
is
sit.
comfortable.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're in the frame.
I was gonna say that I feel like it's cool you can get Gets on the project, right? We already know, what kind of like Gets is like. Yeah, he's still almost elevating at a later stage in his career.
Stopped.
Oh.
Damn,
Pause.
I'm gonna pause my
Pause.
statement.
Excuse me, guys.
Continue.
Yeah. So I feel like Gets is he's at a more later stage in his career, right?
Later stage meaning
He's a seasoned veteran.
Okay, I was about to say, are we coming to the end or
No.
what?
No.
Gets his
But
past
I'm
his
saying
prime.
like in the terms of someone like Dave, who's right at the like
Oh, he is.
pretty much still at the beginning of his career,
Mm-hmm.
and for what he's done at the beginning,
Oh
it's
my God.
fucking
A
phenomenal.
lot.
You know what I'm saying? I think that a collaboration between a Kendrick and a Drake would
Dave and a
test.
Dave.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kendrick and
A Dave.
and a Dave would test Dave's abilities to this point.
Okay.
Can you keep up? It's almost like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard A Star Is Born by Jay-Z and J. Cole. It was right at the beginning of J. Cole's career.
Mm.
And
I haven't heard of it. No.
Jay-Z, phenomenal song. You have to listen. He literally, Jay-Z, this is Jay-Z almost flexing like, I know who's up next. This is the people that's come before. I know who's up next. And guess what? Guess who's after this last person who's got the torch? J. Cole. Then J. Cole has to come in and state, you know what I'm saying, almost give his audition as I'm next up.
Oh.
And he's got to keep up with one of the GOATs. And I think that something like that with a Dave would be so impactful. Not only for the UK, but for Dave in him testing his skills. Can he keep up with a GOAT? In terms of conscious rap, let's be real, in conscious, like, UK, the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dave has, I'm not hating on Gets or nothing like that. I love Gets. Listen, shout out Gets. Big up yourself.
Shout out to you, Gets.
Shout out to you, Gets. But in terms of the impact that he's had on consciousness, not just on underground like listeners, I mean mainstream as well, as in like he's performing his song. What's that song? The one he performed with the waves on the piano.
In the Fire.
Huh?
Who?
Oh,
Dave.
Yeah.
So it was Panic Attack,
Yeah.
Black. It was Black.
Then,
It was Black. He's performing Black on the Brits, and like that's
he did
in
Black
front.
at the Brits?
Yeah.
It was the Brits, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Last year?
Not last year.
Maybe like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple years back.
And that in itself, have you not seen the performance? Oh my God. It was...
No, I have not.
It was phenomenal, That's when that moment there, I know he recently had his moment where he was like, because he sold out like the O2 or whatever, where it's like he's a rap.
Dave
that was
been having moments.
That was my moment where I was like, this guy, he's different.
Do you know what?
Captivate this audience. Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's my fault. Carry on.
I'm so sorry. Is that he can captivate an audience that massive, that, on that scale, doing something conscious. Because conscious rap for a long time was seen as uncool. You know what I'm saying? There's not many, like...
Isn't it still?
Yeah, I don't...
Quote unquote, but it's getting better. It's getting to a point where it is a bit better.
So, I wouldn't say Gets is all a conscious rapper.
I was about to
He's
ask.
a road rapper as well.
Is Gets
and I wouldn't
conscious?
I wouldn't say that about Dave either.
Yeah,
like he has conscious songs here and there, but like
I'm talking about the impact of the conscious songs.
But you're talking about the conscious songs only. Fair enough. Nah, I get that then. I just didn't want to like qualify them as just conscious rappers. Because,
No.
Yeah,
I don't qualify that as Kendrick either.
They're just to me they're just rappers.
You don't think Kendrick is a conscious rapper?
No, they're all in a sense conscious rappers, but they're also not. They're versatile. They're very versatile rappers.
I do think Kendrick falls more into the conscious rapper category than anything else, because he goes real deep, and like To Pimp a Butterfly was a whole
okay,
a whole political statement.
He's deep
basically.
all the time.
Yeah,
in a good way. To Pimp a Butterfly, that was my shit.
Like, I feel like Kendrick's stuff is made to make you think at a deeper level when you're listening to the music. And I don't think that's always Dave's purpose, because I feel like he's like us, where he's influenced by like multiple generations of music, and where we've grown up in some stages where music hasn't been so much about necessarily the artistry or being like the most technically or the consciously kind of like skilled in that.
But I think a lot more of his music is more to do with making you like see his world, making you think per se, making you, it's invoking that thought process of, I'm a young black boy, I wasn't given this many opportunities, etc., etc. Whilst my friends were out turning up, I was, I was working, I was really putting in, I'm here, my people, I see my people, they're being treated like this, there's racism going on, that's a lot of it. It's there. Maybe it's not as in your face as Kendrick's one, but it's always there in the undertones. It's always, and that's what I like about Dave, is that he kind of sneaks in there, like, in bite-sized chunks. Okay, that's going on, here you go. I had a conversation, maybe like it was a year ago, and it was after seeing Dave perform Sarcodrama. Where did he perform it? I can't remember exactly where he performed it. I remember it was in the all green.
I remember watching that
outfit. The all green.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Outfit, and he's really like breaking it down. And I was watching it with, basically my uncle's got his friend, and then basically it was a white lady, right?
Right.
That's no racial thing, but I'm just saying she was a white lady.
You said what you said.
I said what I said.
Right.
Yeah, she was a white lady who obviously she's never seen that side of racism, and it was during that whole when we were all doing the marches and stuff like that.
BLM.
Yeah. She'd never understood racism, and she came out and put her hands up and said, "Yo, I didn't really understand this." And then she turned to her son, who's mixed race, and she asked him.
I'm sorry for laughing. Yeah. Carry on.
No, sorry. It was a conversation, an ongoing conversation, and like as Dave was spitting, like we're all just like, wow, like he's really speaking
really good,
to
what's going on at the moment.
What's going on. And she was just really like confused, like, what? This isn't going on. What? That.
And she has a black child.
She has a black child, yes. Yeah. But she's unaware of these things. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like, have you been watching Atlanta? Have you been watching the latest season?
I haven't seen the new season. Do we have to watch it and come
touch on something like that topic?
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, I won't spoil it.
Atlanta season 3.
Real good.
Okay.
She was almost like, as we're all giving out like our stories of when we've ever had like any racial abuse or any racial thing happen to us. I literally had something happen to me on Monday, just this past Monday. I won't get into it. Yeah. Anyway, and she's just listening to these stories, and you can see in her face like, I really never knew this stuff was going. And that's when she turned to her son and she was like, this happened to you. The son turns around like, yeah. Like you didn't know. Yeah, this stuff happens. And then she turned to her husband, and the husband was like, pretty much,
God,
and she literally turned and said, I need to educate myself more on this because how's my son and my husband going through this and I don't even know about it. But where did that start from? That started from Dave and that performance and just invoking that thought. And that's why I don't say he's all the way a conscious rapper, but he puts in bite-sized chunks.
Yeah, no, he does.
You wanted to shit on Jack Harlow's album. Do you want to do it now? It just came out today. Give it a second to breathe. Damn.
I mean, I've given it some time. And, yeah, the Jack Harlow album, like my friends say...
when did it drop?
It dropped today. It's Friday, right?
What do you mean you've given it some time?
It's not 12 a.m. yet. No. Okay, no.
What?
I'm playing.
Huh?
Another one? Another shot?
Do you want another shot? Damn, okay.
We
need lime though.
Huh?
Yeah.
We need lime.
There's one more. Or is that someone that was that there?
That was definitely no, it wasn't. Was it? It looks fresh.
Why does it look fresh?
Is it fresh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just double checking. Cool.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so it's not like I've given it like weeks to marinate in that.
No.
But like,
Are you trying to kill us? No.
if I'm giving my subjective opinion, I quite frequently know, like, after the first listen of an album, like, if I'm gonna like it long term or not.
Yeah.
And this one, I felt nothing. my mate, he said, he messaged me today. He was like, "If you listen to Jack Harlow's new album, come home. The kids mid you." And
the kids mid you.
Yeah, and I read over it, and my brain didn't even process that he said mid.
I got that the moment you said it.
It took
That
it
is
in,
so
and it was
funny.
like, yeah, I believe it.
The kids mid you.
Because like the thing is, I expected quite a bit out of Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
And so did my mate, because
So did I.
my mate is a big Mac Miller fan, and a lot of comparisons to Mac Miller will be made about Jack Harlow, right?
100%.
And today in the same conversation, he sent me a picture of Will Smith shouting in the crowd at the Oscars. And he was like, keep Mac Miller's name out your mouth, because honestly, like, I don't know if Jack Harlow is
worthy.
just... I don't know if he's just not the artist that, like,
We
a lot
all
of people
thought
he was. Or he's just had his sophomore stumble. But the album, like, there's a lot of songs that I didn't think were bringing anything great to the music scene.
Oh, man.
And I don't think... That's not to say it wasn't a good album. Like, if you've made a song and you've got it out, like, in an album, most of the time it's going to be good, because if it's not going to make... He's not going to get where he is if he's making bad music.
Are we calling it a sophomore slump?
Who's we?
I would call it a sophomore
Aren
slump.
is.
Yeah.
I haven't
with my
listened to
chest.
it yet.
Like,
with your chest too?
Yeah, I
Damn.
don't see so much development that I've seen in, like, other artists on their sophomore albums. And I get that the sophomore slump is an actual thing that a lot of artists go through and recover from. So I'm not saying he can't recover from this.
What would you have liked to hear from a Jack Harlow album now, the sophomore album? What did you expect?
More depth. Like, I feel like a lot of the songs were quite shallow. He would... Because on an album, you kind of want to get more detailed or intimate facts about an artist, right? Doesn't have to be crazy intimate, but, like, kind of like a mention to, like, oh yeah, this place where I grew up, this kind of thing was happening, or like these specific details that some artists give that let you into their head in it and the way they came up, where they're from. And I feel like he tried that, but it was very like, oh, let me just drop in one there and then one there and one there. And it just wasn't enough as a whole, right? I don't feel like... I feel like a lot of his lyrics were kind of just... like, I feel like he wasn't trying. Like, the last song, the number of times he rhymed the same word with itself, I was getting frustrated. I was in here with Tom earlier, and we listened to it. Every time he looked at me, and I was like, I don't know what to say about this album. Like, there's a lot of things that I have criticisms about, and I'm not saying that I could make a better album than this, but from what I expected, we went from What's Poppin' to Tyler Hero, and those were like good songs that showed good potential.
So
But
would you say he's more of like a singles artist? Maybe not so much of album. So like an OT Genesis. Like I don't look at OT Genesis for like albums.
yeah.
But he does pop out with a
Really good
single
singles.
every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then Jack Harlow has like a good single. Like Nail Tech, the single from that album.
Yeah.
Cold,
Yeah.
right? But I came away from the album thinking, is that the best song on the album?
Unfortunately.
And I get that some of the singles will be like that, but
what did
Mm.
you were just asking what he expected? But what did we like? Just not us as a collective, but as the rap community. What did we expect from Jack Harlow anyway? Do you know what I'm saying? He's
I feel like he did one of the things that I expected him to do.
which
like,
is
like Jack Harlow has become like a little bit more of a personality in terms of like people like him for his personality. He's a likable guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
or he's just a good looking man.
I don't know. I'm not any way inclined like that.
That
so.
has nothing to do with it, though. You don't have to be gay to
I didn't say
acknowledge
that. I didn't say
Okay,
gay.
you don't have to be inclined in that regard.
I don't
What
know.
I'm trying to say, though, is trying to think in terms of like Jack Harlow and the rap community. What has he given us?
Huh?
I mean, you can't
Some
say...
moments. There have been some moments.
Yeah, like...
You know, he's leaned into that. You know that smooth Jack role, because that's. I feel like that's what they see. Have you seen when he goes and he's greeting Sweetie and
Again,
he gives that smooth, like,
right.
He tries, innit? Yeah.
Again,
him being
I'm
friends
coming
with
back
Drewski
to...
is another thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because
another day for that one.
let me do the Drewski face.
Another day. No. What I'm trying to ask though is, are we talking about Jack Harlow as an artist, or are we talking about Jack Harlow as a good-looking man? That's what I was asking. Or is he just a good-looking? That Sweetie situation, watching, I was just like, it's a fine-ass man who's just had a word with Sweetie.
Well,
I just thought he was smooth as hell. Like,
He was smooth.
Yeah.
Fine.
no, he had a personality in that.
Yeah.
Obviously, like when we're assessing Jack Harlow as an artist,
artist, right?
his looks are not necessarily.
But that's what I
playing
think
into it
we
for us.
expected as a community, though. I think sometimes.
You don't speak for me.
You don't speak for me.
Oh, boys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Record scratch. We need
sorry,
the
boys.
soundboard, bro.
We
Like,
do. Sorry, boys.
You are not talking for us.
Well, clearly not. I'm sorry, boys. What I'm trying to say though is, I think sometimes a personality can compensate for something else.
But that's
or
what
lack thereof.
That's what I'm trying to get at, is that it not necessarily compensating, but it sort of aids to who Jack Harlow is as how we see him as an artist. If you watch, he just released a Breakfast Club interview.
Okay.
Right, and literally the whole time he's the sort of like the Jack Harlow I kind of expected. Like, he's witty. He's very, very witty.
Quick.
You know, like Charlemagne will say something and he's right back at him. You know how Charlemagne snaps at people. He's right back at him. He's right there. He doesn't.
So you expected his music to be just like that?
Not necessarily. No, I'm talking about in terms of his personality. He's witty. He's he's someone that thinks like on their feet, on their toes, smooth. Like, that's why I keep saying smooth.
JD,
right?
That's why I'm saying so.
Yeah.
When you see somebody like that, automatically you're thinking, right, he's going to give us some good art.
Not necessarily.
No.
Right.
No.
Right. So help me out. What did y'all expect as the rap community, as people of the rap community? I know what you said you expected. You wanted more depth from him.
No, because I saw potential in the first place. Because like nobody can sit and tell me that Jack Harlow can't rap.
No, I think he can.
Yeah,
I think he can.
like he's got a really good flow, right? And his bars in some of the previous singles, right, I think were commendable. Like were above average, if anything.
Right.
And I'm not saying like way above average, but they were above average.
Good.
Yeah.
If we're speaking like literally,
Right.
right? And so I saw that, and I saw him kind of sustain the the singles run, which is hard for rappers to do. It's why you have the term one hit wonder, right? And that usually shows something of an artist that, hey, they've got something that they can kind of stick to in this game, and that there might be some progression, especially because he had the skill to progress, right? And I think that's why people gave him the Matt Miller comparison, right? So I think we expected him to develop in terms of his actual rap skill. And I think that's a lot of, from what I saw on Twitter and my own like personal opinion, that's what I think that last album was lacking. Because like I said, there's many tracks where he rhymes the same word with the same word. And I'm not saying it's cardinal sin in rap, right? I've heard a lot of rappers do it, but not as excessively as it happened in the album. Like in the same project of work, like there must have been at least like around 7 to 10, right? And I think for a rapper like who's supposed to be able to put together words and similes and phrases, rhymes, all of that kind of stuff, for a rapper who has that skill set, I think that's outrageous, bro.
You see, that's the issue that I had with the album. That's what I was trying to lean into, is that he himself was leaning into that smooth guy sort of thing. But there's only so much that you can do with that sort of trying to stay within that context. So I think he started trying to almost force them out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm that smooth guy. I'm that smooth guy. I'm that smooth guy. No, we get it. You're smooth, but can you give us a little bit more? Like, what else can you give us? That's why I say the album is mid, because you gave us literally the same thing throughout the whole album. But where's the part where you're telling us this is the real Jack? This is where
There's
I'm
no
from,
passion
Jack.
in it, bro.
There's no passion. I'm smooth.
He sounds like he feels like he almost made it already, innit?
Yeah.
And like he's like, you can't. To me, there's like,
Man said this man thinks he's
like,
Drake.
no,
Yes,
he does.
yes,
he
yeah.
literally said
The way you described it, I'm
he
thinking.
said me and Drake are similar on the track, basically. Like, and I know he was talking personality wise.
Yeah.
But like,
that was something that they came out and said that they feel like he's an industry plant that's come to replace Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously we had Kanye saying he's like one of the best rappers in the game as well, which did not help. I think that added unnecessary fuel to the fire.
Problem.
Kanye giving him credit. Like, not that he shouldn't get credit for the music that he's made, but Kanye was putting him in like the top circles in the current rap game, which I don't think he's like, his career is, he's a baby in terms of the rap game, bro. He's not there yet. No, so I think he might have gotten some unnecessary steam from kind of the attention and the buzz that he's been getting.
Yeah.
And I think he's stagnated for now. But I think he could definitely,
because he's tried to lean too hard into this box that they're putting him in.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to do. You need to get out of that box in music. You don't want to be predictable.
Yeah.
Because if I'm saying that, I kind of expected this from him.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of knew he was going to lean into the whole, I'm a smooth guy, I'm this. I kind of knew, I kind of expected this is what we're going to get.
Yeah.
I want some shit that I'm going to be like, what? Oh, you can go there?
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah. You can delve into that part of it. Like, I want to see vulnerable Jack, you know? I want to see, like, what have you gone through in life? What can you give us? What different flows can you give us? You know? But we got that same flow from G-L-A-N.
Jesus Christ. What a mess. Okay. I'm gonna have to listen to it. But you guys' opinions have definitely swayed me. I'll be listening with the.
I hate to influence.
Well.
But I can only be honest about it.
Of course.
And I have very strong opinions on music.
Right, of course, as you should. I mean, so online. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to it, and then if I have anything else to add, then yeah, man. Okay. One last thing. Put me onto something. Put me on something. Anything. Put me on.
I mean, I said this earlier, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
if that's what you're choosing.
Nah.
Okay. How about you? Put me on something.
Well, yeah, like I said, earlier, a couple hours ago. eBay. They're a
Yes.
Afro-Cuban duo. They sing soul, R&B, some experimental, but they sing mainly in English and Spanish. Right. Some of the most interesting music I've heard this year, to be fair.
Okay.
Melodically, angelic. Musically, just well composed. A lot of like live instrumentation, like kind of, yeah, all that kind of thing, which I really love. And on their latest track, which is called, I want to get it right. It's something.
eBay, yeah.
How are you spelling that?
IBEYI. Spell 31. So that's their most recent project.
Spell
I
31.
saw this somewhere.
I think it's about 18 minutes. Oh no, 25 minutes, 57 seconds. But yeah,
I remember.
They've also got they've also got Pasaliu feature on there,
Ooh,
which is
I love me some Pasaliu.
nice. Yeah, he did work on that. So
Love me some Pasaliu.
that'd be my suggestion. If anybody wants to listen to that.
Okay.
Aqua, you included.
I'm gonna go listen to that. Ozark.
Yeah.
We need to have a conversation about Ozark, mostly because one of the characters, Ruth, is a hip hop head.
I've made progress.
And I love. Have you?
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes in right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I'm liking it. I don't actually know why I stopped it in the first place, because on the first episode where he starts bluffing when he's like his life's at risk. I was like,
it's hard.
Drama.
It's really. Jason Bateman, he produced it.
Okay.
And he directs the first season.
Yeah.
And honestly speaking, I think it's very white trash. It's like a criminal Shameless. Do you know what I mean?
I'm getting vibes like that already.
I don't even know if I've seen a single black person in that show as well.
Have you never watched Ozark before?
Nah.
No.
I
That's
started.
why I
I
said
think
I'm
I got
putting him
like
on.
halfway or maybe finished the first episode, and then I fell off. I don't know what happened to it. And then you guys mentioned it again, so
it's so good.
I tapped in,
Yeah, but the only reason why I want to talk about it is because obviously in a few weeks or something is because this is the final season. The final part of the final season is out now, and there is a lot of hip hop influence that Ruth has in there, and I really want to get into that. So yeah, have you watched it? Yeah.
I haven't watched the last season yet, because my thing that I want to put you on is Snowfall.
That's another one I've been planning to watch.
I've only just finished Snowfall.
I'm one episode in.
I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. But thank you guys. First episode done.
Yeah, first episode in the books.
That's crazy.
I don't think it went so badly.
I didn't. I thought it was quite good.
Are we gonna end this with the tequila shot as well then?
Oh, you lot. Okay, cool.
I mean, they're there. They've been sitting there for like 10 minutes, just
they probably
staring
won't by now.
down. You know what I'm saying?
One tequila shots.
Hey.
Okay, this is fun.
First episode in the books.
Yeah.
Boy, it's about to be a mess up in this bitch.
Kevin Samuels is not my king. But
oh no, he's now retracting. Okay, he's gone now. Your king's gone.
Oh, you got it. Oh,
Bring
yeah.
it to them.
That's best.
Are you okay? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the pod.
To the pod.
Wow.
Oh.
Thanks, guys.
I don't get why people drink tequila.
But you're part of a collective called Salt and Lime.
I was invited.
I am mad. I am very mad. Right. That was lit, guys.